Mumbo Jumbo is not allowed here. Hey everyone, it's me, Captain T, and I hope you liked the little intro. I thought it was pretty funny. In this episode, well, first I should tell you, it is my birthday. Well, I guess it's not my birthday today. It was on Saturday, and I'm recording this on Tuesday, but it was like 3 days ago, and so I thought to myself, I'm going to start a new series, because just playing Minecraft and just shapes and beats, that'll get a little boring. So I'm going to start this new series that I don't think anyone else has done, and it's called NMR. And what that stands for is Not Mumbo Redstone. Now, I have been watching Mumbo Jumbo and his Redstone videos, and I think he's pretty good. Not as good as the Psycraft people, but he's still pretty good to watch. And this series is just gonna be for some of the people like me who just sit down and watch his videos or some other complex YouTubers' videos, like I mentioned before, the Psycraft videos. If you sit down and watch those and look at those videos and think, I wish I could do this, but I have no idea what he's talking about. What in the world is a T flip-flop? What in the world is an RS NOR latch? This series is for you. So this is going to be a simple Redstone, tutorial on how everything works and how you can get better at Redstone and maybe start to know what Mumbo is talking about. Basically, this is a series for basic Redstone. So what I think this is going to be, it's going to be like a short 10-15 minute clip without much editing. And I'm just trying this out. If you guys don't like it, then I can do something else. But it'll just be short mini clips of me doing small little projects that are basic and try to explain them as best as I can, so for like people who aren't Mumbo Jumbo and have no idea what he's talking about, like me. So without further ado, let's get started. So I think to start off this, we should talk for episode 1. I think I'm going to show you what all these redstone components down here actually do. And I'm sure we're all familiar with the redstone dust. It looks like this. And recently in the 1.16 update, you can right click it and it changes from this to this. Now right now this is nothing. This doesn't have any power to it. It's not putting out any power. There's nothing you can do. So there's this form, and then there's also line form, and you can do this however you want. You can do it this way, or you can have it go like this. So yeah, this outputs in all directions. This outputs only on the block. It powers the block underneath it. This powers redstone, always powers the block underneath it. So now this, unless it's off, so you can have them travel this way and stuff, and it will and it pretty much is just a way to transport power. Now next we have the repeater, and this basically slows down redstone. So if we add one here, this connects from the sides, but they don't connect this way. So if we had it go like that, you see it won't connect in like this one does. So this only goes from the front and the back. And this basically, this makes it, this is a one tick, like slower downer. So when you first place it down, it slows it down by 1 tick. And a tick is basically every 20 ticks is 1 second. I'm pretty sure. Don't check. If I'm wrong, I'll flash it the correct time up on the screen. I'm pretty sure every 20 ticks is a second. So this slows it down by 1 tick. This slows it down by 2, 3, 4. 4 ticks. So that means if we go like this, put down 5, this should slow it down by 1 second. So now, that is the repeater. And it also extends them. Does that make sense? So each one of these can only carry redstone signals to 15 blocks. So if you can't make one of these that's longer than 15 blocks, because at this point right now this wouldn't be getting any power because redstone can't travel that far. But say if we put this here, it goes for 15 blocks, and if it reaches this, it goes for another 15 blocks. So now you can power it all the way. You can power redstone much longer than normally. And with that, now we move on to the piston, and the piston just pushes blocks. We'll get one of these. And if we power it with, say, a redstone torch, it pushes it. That's all it does, is it pushes it. Now, its sticky piston brother actually pushes and then pulls it. Push, pull, push, pull. So, it sticks to the block, which is pretty nice. And as you see with the redstone torch, this just puts out power. So we put one here, it slowly starts to light up. Put one here, lights all that up. Put that here, lights all that up. It pretty much just lights up stuff. So it puts power in all directions except under it. So if we put a block up here, not there. Up here, redstone, that's all powered. But say we put this here, that now doesn't power. And as you saw here, if you put a redstone torch under another redstone torch, it turns it off. Now, that does that, but as soon as we flip it off, it turns on. Is this making sense? So, now this is off, and this is on, and now this is off, and this is on. So it's like a way of flip-flopping. And it doesn't just have to be a redstone torch. If we take this one, for example, and we run redstone into it, boom. Now that one shuts off, this one turns back on. This one turns on, that one shuts back off. So, that's the redstone torch, and you can also place it to the side. So this one does above it, in front of it, to all sides, but not below it. So it's pretty much, these are the exact same, except with this one, now it's not powering the block it's on. It's only powering these ones. So then we have the lever, and this is a toggleable output. So say we have one redstone right here, on, off, and it's basically the redstone torch. It powers all the ones beside it, and also it powers the block under it. But you can't, powers the block under it too. So this is powering the block, which the block is powering the redstone. And that's the lever. Next up, we have the block of redstone. And this is pretty much like a redstone torch, but in all directions. So if we were to put one up here, you see redstone signal from underneath. We can do one from each side. Redstone, 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 redstone. And redstone on. Oh, if you put one directly above it, then it turns on. So it doesn't power other blocks. So right here, this one turns on, but if we do this, this one won't turn on. So if the redstone has to be touching the block for it to turn on. And that's There's no way to turn this one off like the torch. And I missed one thing, and that was the button. And the button is like a length of, it's like a length of time that puts. So unlike the switch, which is always on or always off, and the redstone torch, this one goes on and then off. And each one goes for a different amount of time. So if we go into here and grab, let's say, a wooden button, you'll notice that this one stays on a lot longer. So if we go this one and this one, see how this one stays on longer? So I pressed this one first, then this one, but they shut off at about the same time. That's because this one goes for 20 ticks, and this one only goes for 15. So 20, 15. And that is all of the redstone stuff I'm going to talk about today. In this episode, we talked about transporting redstone and powering redstone, and like it's all the basic of basic ways to power redstone. And I just realized we skipped the comparator, and that's probably a good thing. We should probably save this one for last, just because it's probably the most complicated. Pretty much it compares redstone output and it puts an output determining to that. So this is the output side, input, and unlike the repeater, you can put inputs from either side. So this is pretty much like an OR gate. So how this works is it takes this redstone signal and compares it to this redstone signal, or the side ones. And let's do it like this. So right here we have the redstone torch of 1, and this redstone here is greater than this redstone here, so it puts 1 out. And if we put 1 over here, this is 3 long, which, like, it has to travel 3 blocks before it gets to this one, but this one only has to travel 2, which means this one is greater and it still gives it an output. But say if we were to put 1 right here, never mind. If we remove this redstone and put 1 right here, now this one only has to travel 1 block instead of the 2 blocks, which means this one is greater, which shuts it off. And no matter what we do with this one, until we put it like this close, it's not going to turn on. And now, if both of them are the same length, so like this, both of them have to travel 3 blocks, it still turns on. So if these two are the same, it turns on. If this one is greater, it turns on. If the side one is greater, it turns off. So that is going to be it for this episode. Now we've talked about redstone, which is transportation, repeater, which pretty much extends the redstone, comparator, which was the more complicated AND gate, sticky piston and piston, piston pushes, sticky piston pushes and pulls, redstone torch does all blocks around it except the one it's on, and also the bottom one. Redstone lever puts an output from everywhere, and button also puts an output from everywhere except above it, and the different type of buttons extend for longer. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you want me to keep doing this series, hit the like button and say in the comment if you want to see this series continue or if you don't. I'm kind of just messing around with ideas, and I really would like to know your feedback if you want me to keep doing these. I think it was a really cool idea, but of course if you guys don't want me to do it, I won't do it. So thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe, and with that being said, the only thing left is see ya!